Correction. When suddenly your heart describes you. When suddenly everything describes you. You know? I think I've gotten a better idea of what I feel now. Not perfectly, but a little better idea at least. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't think it's perfect. I don't think, I'm dealing with it perfectly, but I'm dealing with it as I can. As I said, I feel like if I open up with people, I mean, of course I have feelings. Yeah, of course. Of course. Am I gonna lie there? Like, think about it this way. Am I going to take advantage and grab somebody if they're in pain? I mean, come on. Oh, now it's my turn. Oh, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Oh, you're going to have a perfect relationship right there. My turn, my turn. Whew. Wow, there you go. I mean, perfection in a relationship, let's just consider it. Literally. It's a joke. Hold on a second, I have a little interlude for a minute. I just gotta clear it up. I never worried about baby faces or something like that, I just don't want to close the door on it, Of course I have feelings. I think about them every day. I mean, it goes back to it, though. It's not about my old friendships in the past. It's not about the past anymore. I've critically thought about the past so much, it's not about that anymore. It's about now. It's about the pain that I see you're in. It's about the hurt that I feel. I'm not saying I'm absolved from it, that I know all about it. Oh, Marcel, you don't know anything about it. Of course I don't. Of course I don't. And you're asking me. You're asking me. I critically love. I use my brain and my heart. I critically love. I can think about you in two ways. With every single morsel of the brain and the heart. I critically love. There's only 2 sparrows left. The first one is my last absolution. If anything, it'll lead to our divorce. My second is my questions. If anything, it will lead to great things. Finally, an arm around a shoulder. Finally, an arm around a shoulder. Finally, an arm around a shoulder, right? I critically love. But that's why I never worked with anybody else. Because I use my brain too much. Much easier. Oh, it's my turn to grab. I mean, that's the idea there. Think about it, literally. If somebody reveals feelings, of course I have feelings. I'm not gonna lie. But what am I gonna do? Grab somebody and say, oh, it's my turn? Really? I'm gonna start it like that? Really? I'm gonna start it like that? Really? Oh, it's my turn. Yikes, man. You're asking for a horde of different person right there. That's a bum right there. That's a bum. That's a bastard, probably. No absolution necessary. No absolution necessary. I just want you to know that these answers are only corrupted if they're taken the wrong way. Yeah, I guess so. Of course I'm lonely, though. Come on. My imagination is like the counterpoint. It clicks on right when I get lonely. So I don't feel that loneliness. I mean, but you could hear me powder puff my voice when it gets to a certain point where I know I'm getting lonely. So I just have to heighten the imagination meter. So of course, oh, Marshall, you lonely? Yes, I've been lonely for... I'm gonna go back to probably 2003, 2004. Because literally, all the friendships that were going on then, especially 2004, probably more likely. Well, no, 2003 could work too. Because at the end of 2003 is when the real thing started capitulating backwards. So, of course I'm lonely. But it's like the imagination clicks on, so, you know. I don't even know what loneliness means, what it feels like. Because my imagination took over years ago. I probably was lonely when I was a kid, but eventually my imagination, it took me away from so many things. Let me just put it to you this way. I was bullied enough to say I'm gonna be sour and go home and go inside and have my imagination with my stuffed animals. And you're telling me, well, aren't you ever lonely? Yes. Why do you think I have an imagination? Do you think I have an imagination because I like it? Really? I like it now because it's all I got. Of course I like it, because it's all I got. Eventually you just learn to love emotions. Myself, I love emotions completely. I have no scars, no nothing. You know why? Because I love emotions. I'm a human. I appreciate all the emotions I've gotten. You know why? Because I'm a better person because of them. I'm not a worse person because of everything that's happened. My agitation leading up to it, yes. And the way I reacted to it directly after, of course. But eventually when I forgot about it and critically thought about all the situations so much that I finally said I could be open about them, duh, it left, winning. That's why I agree with Charlie Sheen on that. Because I believe that he did get off drugs on his own. And he's a better person because of it. He wasn't a better person before. No, he wasn't. He messed up. He fucked up. He was fucked up, you know, in the sense of whether drinking or doing drugs, he was fucked up literally. So his actions can only be represented for as a drug addict and drinker. Now, with the rants he did, honestly, I think that's getting off the high, definitely getting off the drugs, getting off the drinking, and getting off these, you know, things, to have a total distribution of change with it. There you go. But I'm letting you know two things, simply. It's time to make that full frontal forward. I'm probably going to scare people now. I'm going to let you know the 2-minute snippet. It leads quickly. It leads quickly. 2-minute snippet. I run, I write, I read, I audio record, I redo conversations, I watch parts of films and shows constantly and memorize them. And the way I do it is I usually repeat A-B, so I A-B it, and I constantly watch parts of things. Constantly. I jump up and down while throwing fists forward, so if I'm watching something that gives me a little bit more anxiety, let's call it, I do this. So, I also jump up and down while listening to music, obviously, or I sing the songs as such, wherever it's fit better. I have Asperger's syndrome. It's a ADD and autism. You can get seizures with it, blah blah blah, things like this. I'm a conspiracy theorist. No, conspiracy theorist. What is this? Well, I'll give you my definition. Or my brother's, actually. My brother's a good statement on it. I've never seen buildings collapse within 10 seconds without the aid of explosives. I'm 24 years old, so I'm saying this to a 24-year-old. I've never seen weapons of mass destruction. And no matter how hard I look, I've never seen a magic bullet. And that's my views. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I don't trust the government. And so on and so forth. You get the idea. I believe corporations and banks run the country and run all countries. The richest of the rich. The elite, so to speak. They're making all the decision orders. President is only a puppet. Too bad. I have a paranormal group. We've been doing it since 2000. So, about 2000. I think the first one I went to was 2001. But it might have been 2000, you know. Kind of skipped my lid there, so I can't remember exactly how we... I know how we formed, but I don't know too much. Okay with God, you know. I'm okay with Christianity, Catholicism in general. Good with the Native American theology. I love that. And I do have imagination. I have a big imagination. So my imagination covers my loneliness. So if like I ever feel lonely, imagination kicks in. So I don't feel lonely. I mean, literally I've never felt lonely in a sense because I've kind of gotten away from people. When I was younger, I just got away from bullies. So what I did was I got away from the bullies because they were bullying me too much. I was pushed on the ground, my brother had to protect me, and then eventually he wasn't here. So I just I had my imagination here. Playing with the stuffed animals and things like this, you know, I just did that. Made imagination up in my whole room. My whole room was an imagination. My whole house was an imagination. Even Grandma's house was an imagination. Or the apartments and the house were an imagination. In the sense of what I did in them, you know. But let's not get into that. I already explained all that stuff. I do imagine kissing. I do imagine hugs. I do imagine cuddling, etc. in my head. You know, I don't really imagine sex too much, honestly, because I look at porno already. So literally, to me, sex is gonna happen when it happens. You know. I'll be honest. I don't masturbate, and it's not because I don't want to. Literally, I don't have to. Wet dreams take care of the work. There you go. You know, engagement overruled. Oh, okay. You did it yourself. Thank you. I don't have any work to do. I have a caring capacity to me, but see, I care differently than most people. Most people care stupidly, where they care for anybody to any point. Like even if they're taken advantage of, and I'm not gonna call that naivete, because literally the only difference between somebody who cares and somebody who cares with smarts is that some people care with their heart only. I personally care with my heart and my brain. So it's like I critically love. I critically love. And this is the gesture for it. I critically love. Like if somebody was sign languaging it, I critically love. I critically love. That's it. So like if you're hurt, like little point even to a big point, I'm there for you. I'm really feeling though. I don't know what's gonna happen now though. Who can say so? Lilo Saporzi. This is the way I see it. with anything. Because I'm not going to stick to this subject in a linear manner. I'm going to stick to another subject too. 2 points of view for this. And I'm going to bring it up quickly. I think that if I have personally deemed anything wrong, right, or whatever, there are 2 things that are going to come from it. One, someone else is going to get it, and they're probably going to get it wrong. I'm sorry, I'm not going to put a bust on anybody. I highly doubt they're going to get it right. Because I've never met anybody like me, who critically thinks a lot at least. Of course I have feelings. No one thinks I does though. No one thinks I do. No one thinks I do. Of course no one thinks I do. I'm alone with my feelings and my imagination. Do you really think anybody's gonna care to want to be involved with it? No. No one wants to care to get involved with that. Oh no, you have an imagination. I don't like that. You critically think all the time. I don't like that. Yeah, everybody's gonna fucking blow my head off. Good, blow my head off. I'd rather you blow my head off than walk away like that. I just want to make something clear. This is why I have to say 2 sides to things. 2 things have to happen now. Or 2 things can happen. 3, 4, 10, whatever. How many different things happen, we're going to see the benefit of the doubt jump at that one. Please come up, benefit of the doubt. Let me show you the majority. The majority is going to fucking rule, and that ain't me. I have fucking feelings, and they're fucking growing so much. What do you expect? Come on, benefit of the doubt, give me something. It's okay, give it to somebody else, because you're going to do that anyway. The biggest bullshit in the world, benefit of the doubt. Yeah, who gives me that? I'll tell you 2 reasons that I care. It takes a bigger man to realize that his mistakes in his past are not why he's doing something. I'm not going to grab somebody when they haven't revealed too much, and when they still have it stuck in them. Oh, now it's my turn, I'm going to grab. Now it's my turn, I'm going to grab. You know what I mean? It's my turn, I'm going to grab. Oh yeah, that sounds like it's going to last. A loving relationship right there. Sometimes it is. I'm not saying it's not, but it can't be that dark. You know what I mean? You can't be alone in the dark with that. Because no matter what, it probably won't last then. I'm not saying it never will last, because obviously Sam and Ron, it's going to be on and off. With Sammy and Ronnie from Jersey Shore, but that ain't real. That's a set-up relationship for the show. Reality shows are bullshit, I'm sorry to say so. I watch them too, but I only watch Jersey Shore, so, you know. My exclamation point is only the fact that I watch to critically think. I watch everything to critically think. I don't watch things to laugh at them. Nope, I watch to pay attention to what's happening, the anxiety of it, the moment of it, the tension of it, the tenacity to have that kind of flipped view constantly, because that's exactly what most people run to. Why do you think they create that? So people will run to those kind of relationships. They won't run to me. Come on, a critical thinker show? Yeah, the critical thinker. Let's see exactly how long that will last. A real one, though. Not propagated one. Not one that is lessened by the culture of insanity. You gotta have me. Acting like me. If you don't, then you're too dense. I critically love. And right now, I love everything. I can even say that when Christina's sarcastic with me, or jokey about something, it's the most beautiful thing. I laugh about it because I'm like, you know, inside I'm like, man, this is awesome. Because it isn't like that hurt. It's like the old school comedy, like something like HR PUFNSTUF kind of comedy. It's like that accommodating type. The accommodating sarcasm type. The best kind. It's like, oh, you're in love all over again kind of, you know. You know what I mean? Like that kind of whoosh, driving force of it. Let's listen for a minute. I know I have feelings though. Because I'm not separating anything anymore. I brought it all together and I sent it. Christina talked to me today about, oh, you're around women a lot. I know you're not gay, but I know you probably have developed some feelings for one. I was like, of course I have. But my imagination has blocked my loneliness. Come on. It's like it clicks on right when the loneliness is going to creep in. So I can't really know what to do now. But I'm here. The distinguishing offer is, I'm not going to grab for you. Oh, that sounds beautiful. That sounds beautiful, doesn't it? I've been in 13 relationships, and some were verbally abusive and abusive. Oh, my turn! Gotta stab that in the gut for one. I tell you. It's like, oh, my turn, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm gonna grab for you. Yep. Yes. So I'm not absolved. Hardly. I want you to realize something. This wasn't about me today. It was about my emotions and about casting aside it, not with doubt, but with reasonable intentions of others. You know why? Because sometimes people make other decisions quickly, impatiently. Actually, sometimes it's an overruled view, most of the time. Only say that because I think it's possible. Sometimes misinterpretation comes easily. Of course I have feelings. But it's like stinking to the dog pit. Do you think I'm going to go grab in for somebody when they've been through pain like that? Like with anybody, literally, think about it. Most of the people I've met have had some sort of pain in their past. I'm not going to go grab in and say, oh, my turn. Really? I'm not going to ask any more of them? I'm not going to ask any more of the person? I'm just going to go, my turn? That's what you want, isn't it? Not a care in the world. But that's the problem. That's the problem. Because you do have care. Not a care in the world. But why do you have care then? Why do you have care then? You're about each other. Yeah. But see, that's the problem. My care works differently. My care works totally differently. I critically think, so I critically love, so I critically care. So I critically care. So I critically care. I'm there for you, but you have to realize I can only have open arms so long before I say, you're not being open. At least a little bit. At least start to be. At least start to be. That's it. I'm not asking you to throw everything out there on the table. You can. Heck, I'd realize that you really do care about me, or I'd realize that you have strong feelings if this adjustment is so easy. But I know it's not going to be. With abuse and verbal abuse, that's not an easy one to take. Remember, impatience can lead to other answers too, as I said. So this isn't a justification for everything to go in this way. In fact, my pattern is pretty easy. You slide down things. So if I slide down one ramp, I might have to slide down the other, you know, if this one doesn't take. It's like being on the raging waters, the top one with the pad you're sliding on. Guess what? You may not be on the right one. And then you may realize, oh no, I'm on the wrong one. Or you may have to change them. Like, let's say you're right on top of the raging waters, I forgot the one it's called, the really high one. You're on top, let's say. You know, you have your pad with you, you know, and you go to the right, you go to the left one, let's say. You're laying down, you get set up, the lady says, whoa, whoa, you're on the wrong one. Huh? You're on the wrong one. You kind of think about it for a second. What does she mean? There's two slides here, it doesn't matter which one you go on. Then she continues saying, you're on the wrong one. So you sit there for a second, you wait. Because let's say there's not that many people there, so, you know, nobody's there yet exactly, they're still walking up. So you're like, okay, hold it. Someone just went down on the other one. And someone had just gotten, you know, going on this one. So why are they telling me I'm on the wrong one? But then she keeps looking at you. She has these glary eyes at you because of the sun shining down into her eyes. It's not that she has glistening eyes, let's say. Let's say the sun glistens in her eyes, sends patterns down to her eyes, and you could see it. All of a sudden you remember why. Oh yeah, I forgot. If this doesn't work, I have to send myself back. And the only way I can send myself back is to use the other exit. I forgot. And then you take your pad and you get up again. And you just look at it for a second, you're like... You like crunch it almost, you're like, okay, this is the wrong one. And then you look out, you're like, oh no, this was the wrong one. And you see the end of it is the distance that you can't reach right now. And you're like, it's time to go. Now, you look back, you notice that you still have time to leave. You could leave down the stairs if you want. There's no people there yet. They're still walking up, you know. Let's say it's slow people today. Okay, so they're going to be slow. So you're looking down that way, and you're like, I can leave right now, I can leave right now. You look across, and you notice something. The other tube is now fluttering with color. All this color. Even colors you wouldn't expect to be there because it's only water, a white slide, and the sun glaring down at it. But there's all these colors. There's all these colors, and you realize it's being open with me. It's being open with me. And you're breathing harder. You're like, okay, I'm feeling all of it. You can see the colors and you can feel them. Feel the water just reflecting and refracting, and you're sending it out, and you're like, it's time to go down a little. It's time to go down this slide and take this other exit. You're still breathing hard. You're like, okay, my anxiety's up. I gotta start going. And the lady's still looking at you. She's rounding about, watching you as you walk to it. And you look at her and you say, you know what? You were right. But how did you know I was in the wrong one? She looks at you. She puts her arms up around her, you know, like she's putting them in front of her, you know, under her breast, you know. Kind of like, okay, you know, kind of like that stern look. And she gives a little nod and she says, you know, I saw how you looked when you were looking down that other tube. For that second, I noticed that it wasn't the right one. Then you just look out at her and you're like, but how did you know that I couldn't do it? Well, it's not that I can't tell. You know, I can't tell if you can't do it. It's just that when you look down there, you realized how slippery it can get. at how long the distance it can take. I saw that in your eyes. You were like, this is very long. And I think it's not even that you're impatient, it's that the other person is. And then you finally look at them and you say, you know, I never really considered all that. I never really considered that I couldn't handle it. I thought I could still do it. Because I was always told I can't handle things. Well, see, that's the thing about things. A lot of people just try to tear you down and say you can't handle it. They don't even mean to tear you down, or they're not going to tell you they're tearing you down, but that's exactly what they're doing when they say those things. I only wanted you to take this one because I felt like you wouldn't have the right material and the right voice to make it clear to somebody. So you just nod your head, you're standing there and you're like, okay. I just didn't know that, I mean, I still care a lot, that's the thing. I just thought that going down that slide, I thought, you know, I wouldn't hit rocks or anything. I thought, it doesn't matter how long it takes. You know, that's not the point. You're right, it's not the point. I agree with you. I agree with you, it's not the point. But you have to realize that sometimes somebody else has to take that. Then what's my answer? You're telling me I have to jump into somebody else's place? I don't want to do that. I want to find my own place. I don't want to jump forward into somebody else's. I don't want to have any kind of burden. I want to jump into my own burden, and if it is my own burden, it's something that I have to do. Well, you have to decide that right now. No one's come up yet. They must be taking a very long time. But I'm telling you right now, if you go down that way, it's going to be a long time. But if you finish strong, it's going to be a good finish, and you're going to be able to help somebody. But you do realize that this means other things are going to close down. Not everything. You're still going to have your life. You're still going to have everything that's happening right now. But you have to realize that it's going to close some things up. Do you realize that? She has her hands out like she's trying to cradle you in a way, but not touch you, just like having them out and pointing directly at you. And you look at her and you say, I'm ready. I don't want to take this one. It's too much. It's too much of the same. I've seen these glittery colors too much. I need to take the distance. You know? I didn't know you would be able to handle this conversation. I didn't know you would even start a conversation with me. I thought you would just take that road and you wouldn't even ask about it. You know, you're nodding your head, giving a little, like, half-glum smile, and she goes, you know, I like it when people help, but I don't want you to get hurt either. You're right. I won't try to get hurt. I'm gonna stop now because I'm gonna take that one. But like I said, I'm not gonna start up again. I'm not gonna come on the ride again until I'm done. Do you know what I mean? I've never heard anybody say that. Most people just come back on again, and I think, oh, the relationship's over. They've done their thing with it, and now they're back again with another one, or they're going into their own glittery street with colors. But you're really gonna handle it? I mean, I'm not going to come back here until I know I can. Until I know that there's a strong feeling. Not that I possess, but that we can hold each other without the frightening past that she's had. Wow. You know what? I can't disagree with you. You're right. I want you to go on that one, because that's the only way you're going to find the answer to anything. You can't go down this one, because if you go down this one, you'll just have fun the rest of your life, and you'll never try anything that has something measured the distance with. Thank you. So you walk around, you go around the lady again, and you go back on the one you were at. Still white, still plain, but a long distance. You set yourself down, you lay on it again, and you look down, you look straight. But now all of a sudden, there's this new brimming look to it. Like it's just been rejuvenated again. Like there's something new to it. There's a new iteration on it. And it's time. And the lady looks down at you and she's like, "You ready to go?" And you're like, "Yeah, I'm ready. I think it's time that I take this path and start this distance." Because I've been doing it for years with running. I've been doing it for years with my life, where I've been able to handle distance with most things. I think it's time I handle it with this. Then go for it. You're ready. And take care. Thank you. You too. And you slide down. Go around the corner. Turn around, going down, and spin around until you keep going. Until you keep going. And the lady's looking down at you and she's smiling. Not with the pride, but with this exuberation. Like everything's been lifted off her in a way. And she looks back and she's like, she points the other people down to the colorful one. Like, you know, old habit. Go down the colorful one. That's the real answer to all this. It's time to take the distance trip. I care about you. And I want to do something with this. But I want to find out more. No matter how long the distance is, I want to find out a little more. I care about you. And I have a lot of emotional feelings that are starting to develop. And I'm burning on fire when I'm around you. I think I'm getting all your emotions too. That's why this begins from where we ended last time. It's only here. But you know what? I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna wait. I think I've just made my mission clear. But if it doesn't work out, then I've got nothing to worry about. And I'm back down the colorful one. If somebody else has taken her, then I'm going down the colorful one again. Until someone is patient enough to wait for my distance. For me to understand that I have to take the distance, just like I do with running, just like I do with reading, just like I do with writing. I've taken the distance. I've done it since 2002 with all this. It's time to take a distance with other things too. It's time to take a distance with the relationship. It's time to take a distance with the friendship. It's time to take a distance with everything. I care about you that much that I want to try it this time. Take care. You won't hear from me until things change. I care about you guys so much. And I'm not shutting down yet.